Hello and welcome to Hope for Survival. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're healthy, safe, and having a good July. This year is flying by with so much to get done and so much turmoil going on in America and around the world. Natural disasters and everything that's taking place. Floods, volcanoes, and civil distress, government turmoil, out of control deficit spending, and the list goes on. I want to continue my discussion on the looming threat of terrorist cells in America. Because it's a real threat and something that we all need to be mindful of and understand in order to prepare ourselves and our communities the best that we can to things that could occur in the coming weeks and months. So if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, go back and watch my last two videos in order, and it will help you to better understand what I'm covering in this video. So again, I want to continue the discussion on the looming threat of terrorist cells in America because it's important to understand the background in order to develop the mindset of what we may be facing in the coming weeks and months ahead in 2025 and beyond. That makes this a very tough topic to deliver and grasp for so many. If you've followed along or if you're part of the Hope for Survival family, you know that I wrote a book on and also discussed the importance of mindset and understanding it. So we must be smart and attentive to our surroundings, but also live our lives to its fullest without fear. And in order to do that, the more we invest in understanding things, the more understanding we'll have and the more confidence we'll have in how we prepare. This is a real threat and one that makes it a tough topic because it's new to America in many ways. Think about it. Who would have thought 5 years ago we would possibly face international terrorism on American soil? This is our government's number one responsibility, that being to protect the American people at home. The sad part is they appear to be ignoring professional analysts with loads of skills and international contacts who are sharing the fact of who the threat is, what is the threat, when they plan to attack, and possible targets of the attack, and why they are planning the attack. So I think in order to understand this threat and the future, we need to understand some of the past history of what makes these groups past threats that could be the potential threat of the future. In December 2015, a terrorist attack occurred in San Bernardino, California, where 14 people died and 17 were injured. During the post-event investigation, it was discovered that a neighbor of the terrorist's wife and husband had witnessed the couple and supporters of the terrorist team building what was believed to be bombs. The neighbor reported nothing. They liked the couple and didn't want to appear to be a bad neighbor. They totally ignored the See Something, Say Something program to help locate and identify potential threats before the attack occurred. This is a real example. However, I'm sure there's many other situations around America where things are happening and citizens are turning a blind eye and remain in their lane in a secluded life and world. We see this happening all the time. It is a Middle Eastern threat. However, the actual attackers could look just like you and me. Get that? The attackers could look just like us, our family or friends. They could be our coworker, neighbor, member of our community or church for that matter. They could be homegrown sleepers who radicalize and unite with the actual terrorist cell. Recent information believes the Middle Eastern group merged under the umbrella of ISIS-K, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and the Taliban, who are attempting to build a weapon that is nuclear. I know, many are shaking their heads thinking there's no way a bunch of horse and camel riding, uneducated males are smart enough to build this type of weapon to then sneak it into Europe and the United States. So stop right now and get past that way of thinking. These groups function within a very well-funded and established culture, an organization with their own education system, commerce, monetary system, court system, and the works. They have the financial means to pay nuclear scientists and engineers from Iran, Russia, North Korea, and Pakistan to build weapons of their desire. They have facilities and laboratories available in protected areas. Sounds crazy, huh? Think of how crazy it sounded when we first heard of 3D printers printing weapons. Remember how the government immediately attempted to stop the effort? Today, these same groups, it is believed they are capable of building 3D invisible suicide vests that can evade current security detection equipment around arenas, airports, and other large events, hosting large volumes of attendees and participants. You may remember the first attempted bombing of the Twin Towers in New York City, where convicted terrorist Ramzi Youssef was the lead culprit. Before he was identified, caught, and convicted, he had another plot and plan that was only stopped by accident. The Bajinka plot was a three-phase planned attack, along with Khalid Sheikh Mohammed in January 1995. The threat was based out of Manila, and they aimed to blow up 11 U.S.-bound trans-Pacific airliners with virtually undetectable bombs. The second and third phase of the attack was to attack Pope John Paul II during a visit to the Philippines and assassinate former President Bill Clinton. The third phase was to attack a civilian nuclear power plant. A third terrorist, whose name you should recognize again as Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, was a participant in the Bajinka plot, was also believed to be the lead planner in the 9/11 attacks on the Twin Towers and the Pentagon. Mohammed was also attached to numerous other plots and attacks around the world. It should be noted he was educated in North Carolina at the Agriculture and Technical State University, and he graduated in 1986 with a degree in mechanical engineering. How did this plan get foiled? By accident, in January of 1995, Youssef and his assistant, Abdul Hakim Murad, had been building bomb-making material in the apartment in the Philippines. A fire started and they fled the apartment, leaving behind droves of material and documents indicating their plan. Murad was caught and Youssef fled to Pakistan, where he was later caught and extradited to the United States. He is currently serving a life sentence in a maximum security prison, believed to be in Colorado. A former judge who resided over the Youssef case stated that Youssef was the most violent criminal alive. An interesting note from 1995 that has never been discussed officially. Another terrorist attack that occurred in America was the Oklahoma City bombing in April of 1995. Timothy McVeigh and Terry Nichols received convictions for this crime. There was always another witness who was interviewed but basically silenced, who stated a Middle Eastern looking male was with McVeigh when he parked the truck and took off walking away before the detonation. In January of the same year, and other times in 1994, Terry Nichols had been flying repeated trips to Cebu City in the Philippines to visit his wife's Filipino mother. She was the neighbor to Ramzi Youssef and family. Another notable terrorist figure was named Abu Sayyaf, who had the largest Islamic terrorist group in the Philippine Islands. It was discovered that Ramzi Youssef and Abu Sayyaf spoke frequently, and during the investigation post-Oklahoma City bombing, it was revealed that Terry Nichols called Cebu City often. The unasked and unknown question is if Middle Eastern terrorism was connected to the Oklahoma City bombing. Investigative journalist Steve Emerson, author of numerous documents and books in the Islamic threat to America, testified before Congress in 1995 after his November 1994 broadcast of his documentary film Jihad in America that was shown on PBS. Emerson laid it out to Congress 30 years ago, and to this date, there has been more invasion of privacy and rights against Americans than those crossing our border illegally or those known to possess a threat to America and burn American flags during Islamic ceremonies held around America. Another past attack would be the one in Mumbai, India, often known as the Taj Mahal Palace attack or the 26/11 attack, where a very sophisticated plan was hatched, attacking key authorities and first responders before hitting the Taj Mahal Palace. 300 died and 175 were injured in this event. Because of the multiple layers of the attack, a series of 12 coordinated shootings and bombings occurred over a 3-day period. This attack was organized and led by Zakur Rahman Lakvi and Hafiz Saeed, both members of an Islamic terrorist organization. Why is this important today? Another attack would be the Moscow theater hostage crisis in 2002, also known as the Nor-Ost siege, in the Dubravka theater in Moscow by Chechnyan terrorists October 23rd through 26th of 2002. The terrorists claimed allegiance to the Islamist separatist movement in Chechnya. In this event, all 40 terrorists and 132 hostages died, mostly from sleeping gas released by the responding Russian security forces. So I've shared 3 examples of many past planned attacks carried out, and many that authorities stopped before the acts carried out are also on record. Why am I sharing this information and history with you? I'm talking about terrorists from Afghanistan, Pakistan, Chechnya, America, and the Philippines. Why? Because intelligence is saying they have merged under a common goal to bring down America and Europe. Information is being shared with the GWOT, Global War on Terrorism, former intelligence veterans who are analysts, and they're saying that the current day terrorists are planning bigger type attacks based on past successful unfoiled attacks. Operation Bajinka is one of the plans believed to be in place. Other historic planned recreated attacks include another like the Taj Mahal Palace attack in Mumbai, India, and the Russian theater attack. Information also states another 9/11 style attack is being planned, but on a larger scale. It is believed other smaller scale attacks are planned that are a shoot and scoot type attack like the recent attack in New Orleans. Part of the concern in these type attacks is planners will arrange for riots and large-scale protests along the response and escape routes to block responding first responders and emergency types of vehicles. They could even use emergency vehicles as part of their attack. The human protesters will block routes which will delay responses, freeing up terrorists for longer attacks on the ground at one or more locations. Hence the shoot and scoot concept of attacks. Functioning with a left-of-bang mindset with OODA loop skills to identify and detect possible threats before you are in the center of a possible target area should be everyone's goal and mindset 24/7. One big hang-up suffered by many is the attitude, if you can't tell me when it's going to happen and where, then I don't believe it. Or the government is just using this as a false flag to keep everyone spooked. The information I'm sharing to you is not coming from the government. It is coming from private citizens and veterans who are trying to wake everyone up to be prepared and in a position to be safer in the event one or more of these events occurs. The better you understand these terrorists are not from the local corner 7-Eleven parking lot and are all well trained and committed to their cause, the more serious you will start to take them and work towards your own preparedness efforts. What do you see that is not normal? People, vehicles, street closures, packages and boxes left unattended. If it's 95 degrees and 90% humidity, why would a person be wearing a long coat? It doesn't fit the norm. Delivery vans parked in an area appearing to be delivering goods on a narrow street with lots of glass windows. Someone standing by a crowded eatery outdoors and carrying a backpack watching and possibly talking or texting. They could also be running surveillance of an area for a future target. You may be in a mall or restaurant and a group of people who seems out of the norm, and they are talking lots and taking lots of group pictures, but at different angles. Maybe of stores, doors, exits, staircases, and elevators. You may be leaving a grocery store and see a random van scoping out people or a facility. Also, churches could be prime targets. The church service or parking lot will have many human targets. Just because your church may have a security team does not make you safe. If they aren't trained and know what to look for, the threat can walk right through the front door into the service. Another possible target will be hospitals. And sadly, most hospitals do not want to inconvenience the customer, so they blow off many security posture adjustments that are recommended. Barriers and ballers, standoff parking from the facility, scanners and x-ray machines for things being carried into the facility. How does the hospital secure and protect explosive materials such as oxygen tanks and nuclear medicine areas? Did you know most delivery trucks are simply checked against a bill of lading and that's it? Is it the right company and is the location expecting the resource listed on the bill of lading? They do not open the rear of the truck to see what is enclosed. They then allow the truck to drive up and pull right up against the loading dock. Remember, the individuals who will be carrying out the threats are not stupid in most cases. The list of possibilities is long. Most importantly, it is how you operate and conduct yourself that is important. Your mindset is key. In my past life, I witnessed so many naive and typical American actions abroad that made them stand out like a flashing beacon. American clothing, hats, belt buckles, boots, talking loud to get attention, feeling like they own every place they go while in a foreign country. Lack of respect for local citizens in poorer nations was a common action. How we dress and conduct business is essential when traveling abroad, and now in America. This is where the 4 S's apply. 1. Don't do stupid things. 2. Don't do stupid things with stupid people. 3. Don't do stupid things with stupid people at stupid times. 4. Don't do stupid things with stupid people at stupid times and stupid places. Don't do stupid things. Like a single female goes grocery shopping at midnight because her kids are asleep at home. Or a single woman goes jogging after dark without a headlamp and listens to earbuds with music. like answering the door at any point without asking who is at the door, like going to new places without checking them out for reviews, problems, crime in the neighborhood, and more. Taking off on a road trip and not letting someone know your plan and when to expect you. Like walking out of a store at any time with a cell phone up to your head and carrying a bag or pushing a buggy without paying attention to what is around you. Like leaving your garage door open or in your car while parked in the driveway while you are asleep at night. Shall I continue? Okay. Don't go to an ATM machine alone, especially if you have to get out of your vehicle and walk to the ATM or in a dark bank entryway and then go back outside to your car alone. Don't do stupid things with stupid people. Pick who you spend your time with wisely. It's not personal. Those who function with a "it has never happened to me before" attitude most likely need other friends. Oh, he's my neighbor and always speaks when I'm walking by my house. He's very friendly. Yeah, and what do you know about him other than he waves? Do you know what Ted Bundy, Charles Manson, Henry Lucas, and Jeffrey Dahmer had in common? If you said they used to be serial killers, you're right. But they also used to be someone's neighbor. Don't do stupid things with stupid people at stupid times. First, you should never use the same time every day to do your daily routines, like working, shopping, exercise, or even walking to the mailbox. Alternate our schedule and don't be predictable. Do your own research for your town, city, and what are your crime stats showing for the most likely crime that occurs. This includes Uber and Goober drivers and rides. Don't do stupid things with stupid people at stupid times and stupid places. Typically, nothing worth telling your grandmother about happens between midnight and 7 a.m. Shopping, driving, bars and clubs, late night events at the city park. Don't let anyone who's new in your life lure you to an unknown place late at night. If you have been drinking and call a cab or Uber ride, you are now intoxicated getting in a car with a total stranger and giving them your home address to get you home. How smart is that? In 2025, I've been to multiple cities, and the biggest thing standing out to me was how many people did not speak English. The diversity of our populace has quickly shifted, and now it's much easier for bad people with bad intentions to blend and hide within the targeted region or area. Something you need to remember is how many undocumented males crossed our southern and northern borders between 2020 and 2024. From a security and anti-terrorism perspective, finding that needle in a haystack now will be much more difficult than 10 years ago. The good news is your biggest challenge will be to make yourself a hard target and stay left of bang. Make smart, sound, and logical choices. Everyone around you is not bad. It just takes one person around you to be the one who is the bad person, with the intent on causing harm to you or to others. Our nation is so divided right now, and the ease of a terrorist to either penetrate an area and pull off an attack or else convince someone else to drop a box off for them is so much more likely today than 10 years ago. Just as ants start one by one building a colony to become a massive anthill, this looming threat has built the capability to do harm right before our eyes and all around us while we shut our eyes, close our ears, and convince ourselves we are Americans and everything will be okay. I hope this information helps you in some way and you can use it, share it, and discuss it with your family and friends. Your greatest defense is knowledge, preparing, and community. Know who lives around you. Meet your neighbors by hosting a hot dog burner chili night around the campfire. Set up a network so everyone has phone numbers and email addresses. Consider a communication network with walkie-talkies or other communication equipment. Who sounds the alarm and spreads the message when another neighbor is in urgent need? Don't be the single point of failure in your community process when things goes bad. So I hope that you can take this information and understand it, research it, and start building upon it to strengthen your home and strengthen your community. It is going to be your best tool and your best response in the event something happens. The likelihood of an attack happening directly against you is going to be minimal. However, attacks in cities and towns may indirectly impact you. It may be a cyber attack against utilities. It could be against the supply line. It could be against fuel lines. Resources that you depend on, such as fuel, food, medicinal, electricity, could be impacted by these threats. And we have been covering so much of this in the HFS preparedness efforts over the last 6 years, and specifically in the 5-mile radius class. So our efforts, hopefully, if you've been following along, will pay off for you. Now you just need to focus and strengthen your mindset. So share this video. If anyone has questions, you can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com, or you can ask a question down below. If you like this video, hit like. Again, share it with others, leave comments, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please help us grow and subscribe. Remember, we are surrounded by blessings every day. Don't forget to count yours, and don't forget to give thanks. Bravo Echo out.